It's time for your weekly sports and entertainment wrap, where this week there's a bunch to cover, including why having good vision as a professional athlete might be important. Also, how tequila gave a coach the courage he needed to make a particular demand, and why leaving a group chat, it's never a good look. But first, let's welcome in New York Post sports and entertainment reporter Jenna Lemoncelli. Jenna, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Dex. How are you over there?
I'm doing good, staying cool. That's what we need to
Right?
do. Now, Jenna, this first story we got to talk about. Baltimore Ravens safety Tony Jefferson was playing for years without corrective lenses, so everything was blurry for him. But now he has glasses. Clear this up for me. What's going on down in
Yeah.
Baltimore?
This was an interesting one, to say the least, X. Tony Jefferson, he just re-signed with the Ravens in February after going through a lot of injury woes through the years after a torn ACL when he played with them a couple years back. But he took to Twitter and tweeted, quote, "I can't even lie. I stopped wearing my glasses years ago, and that might have been the dumbest thing I've done. I can see so much clearer and further with my glasses." He also said that he got contact lenses. So he kind of unlocked a little secret there, that he's been playing with somewhat blurry vision on the field. So we might be getting the best version of Tony Jefferson this coming season. Really interesting stuff there, because after all these years, he finally got the contacts.
Who knew? Just putting in some corrective lenses would change everything. I'm intrigued to see if his play improves this coming season. We'll see about that. Now, moving on, sticking in football, Jenna, we're going to stick in football here. Sean McVay, head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, got his now Super Bowl winning quarterback Matthew Stafford to the Rams because he had the assistance of some liquid courage. How did that go down?
This was Sean McVay recalling this moment that he had with Matthew Stafford in a wonderfully put together piece by ESPN. They interviewed McVay and chronicled so much that went into the Rams' success. And we all know that McVay and Stafford met up in Cabo San Lucas and in the offseason. And that was when, right before Stafford had gotten to LA, he wanted out of Detroit. And McVay told ESPN that after a couple tequila drinks and the two had talked back and forth, presumably about Stafford's future, he phoned the Rams brass and said a bunch of cuss words with the capital F. You guys know, you can put it together. But he said in part, "Here's the effing deal, okay? We can sit here and exist and be okay winning 9 to 11 games and losing in the effing divisional round and feeling like everything's okay, or we can go out and get Stafford." He said that in part, and then he said, "Are you ready to effing do this or what?" And it was a hilarious story because we knew that these two met up in Cabo in the offseason before Stafford got to LA, but the nitty gritty of the conversation about how it went down is really hilarious. And it just speaks volumes to who Sean McVay is. We all know he's loud and he loves to have that energy. So this phone call sounds just about right.
Yeah, now we know what energy he has when he has a couple of shots of tequila. We know what happens after that. So,
Right.
Jenna, quick question for you here. Have you ever left a group chat? Has that ever happened?
I have, but it's never made headlines like it has, Dex. We're talking about Ben Simmons. As you
Yes.
guys may have heard, there is a report going around. It was Rick Bucher who said it first on the Herd last week, that Ben Simmons had reportedly left a group chat right before the Nets must-win Game 4 against the Celtics last season. And apparently the players had asked him on the Nets if he was going to play, and he apparently left the group chat. Now, again, this is what Rick Bucher said. Now, then Shams Charania appeared on the Pat McAfee show and denied that report and said that it never happened. Now, Rick came back and stood by his report. So there's that little back and forth right there. But the key piece of this story is that Ben Simmons, after a 2-month hiatus, returned to Twitter that same week and said, "Slow news day." Now, again, he didn't address anything directly, because there's also another report that him and his fiance, Maya Jama, a British TV presenter and host over there, had broken up. But it looks like he's just mocking everybody who's thrown out reports here. So we shall see how this unfolds.
I guess he is. I have not left the group chat that at least I was a part of and invited to. Not those ones that you sometimes get lumped into. I get out of those as quick as possible.
Mute.
That is a busy week for Ben Simmons. That is Jenna Lemoncelli, sports and entertainment reporter for the New York Post. She's got you covered every week with our weekly wrap. Jenna, always good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Likewise. See ya.